Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. Much of China is once again breathing in high levels of air pollution. But in a silver lining to these toxic clouds, a new report from the environmental group World Wildlife Fund in the U.S. forecasts that 80% of China's electricity will come from renewable sources by the year 2050. The Guardian reports that China installed a record 12 gigawatts of solar power and possibly more in 2013, doubling its rate of solar installations. This is more than has ever been installed by any country in a single year and is also more solar than China had installed in all the years prior to 2013 put together. In total, China added just over 100 gigawatts of new power generation capacity in 2013. According to figures from Bloomberg New Energy Finance, this is larger than the entire electricity capacity of the UK or South Korea. Coal still contributed the biggest source of new supply, with nearly 40 gigawatts of capacity being installed last year. Hydropower saw the next largest increase last year with 30.5 gigawatts added, while wind saw just over 14 gigawatts added. China aims to install even more solar power this year, mostly through rooftop installations rather than the big farms seen in 2013. As China's solar panel makers deal with a global supply glut and struggle to stay solvent, some are taking their excess capacity and building huge solar farms in China's north and northwest. Beijing hopes to install over 14 gigawatts of solar this year, but connecting it all to the grid will be a challenge. The WWF says China's carbon emissions from power generation could be 90% less than currently projected levels in 2050 without compromising the reliability of the electric grid or slowing economic growth. WWF's China Climate and Energy Program Director Lu Lunyan says by fully embracing energy conservation, efficiency, and renewables, China has the potential to demonstrate that economic growth is possible while sharply reducing the emissions that drive unhealthy air pollution and climate change. Lu says the report shows that today's technology can get China within striking distance of WWF's vision of a future powered solely by renewable energy. Still, not everything deserves celebrating. Reuters reported that China approved the construction of more than 100 million tons of new coal production capacity last year, 6 times more than a year earlier, and equal to 10% of U.S. annual usage. In Salon, Armand Cohen writes that the scale of the increase, which only includes major mines, reflects Beijing's aim to put 860 million tons of new coal production capacity into operation over the 5 years to 2015, more than the entire annual output of India. Currently, China relies on coal for about 2/3 of its power, though its share of the energy mix has been and will continue to drop. But even still, coal use is still growing and is expected to peak around 2020 before leveling off and starting to fall. A researcher for China's cabinet, the State Council, Li Wei, says China must transform itself into a country of, quote, security, greenery, and efficiency by 2030, or face erratic supplies and insurmountable environmental challenges. Li says China should cap carbon dioxide emissions from energy consumption below 10 billion tons by 2030, or 7 tons per person, a similar level to Europe at the same time. Even if China's coal use does start to decline after 2020, the amount of carbon the country puts in the atmosphere will need to be offset by other breakthroughs in technology to mitigate the worst effects of climate change. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network, China's first and only privately owned English-language broadcast media. Our full episode can be seen on our website, BONTV/biz-wire. Let's turn now to Neil Jones for a quick look at a few stories that are buzzing through the markets.